to the Celtics hurts my heart. Any loss to the Celtics, I don't care if it's 30, 40, 1, 2, any loss to the Boston Celtics hurts my heart.
I got
it. A little bit more.
Just a little bit.
What did the blowout loss tell you?
To be honest with you, it didn't tell me anything. It's 41 games into the season. You're going to have games like this, during the course of the season. So that loss didn't tell me much. It told me one thing, that Boston is a very good basketball team.
Right.
But when you bring back Anthony Davis, the Lakers have been playing pretty well without Anthony Davis in this stretch.
Yeah.
So you bring him back, you got to, integrate him back into the system. And I think that kind of threw their timing off a little bit. But as far as the scheme of things, didn't tell me anything. The Lakers are still the team to beat.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell he's rusty. He's been off. Today would have been exactly 2 weeks since he last played a ball game.
Plus, he got 2 quick fouls, and Vogel yanked him,
right.
and then they lost all.
So he wasn't able to get a rhythm, and they probably thought coming out the win, because they played well without Anthony Davis, as Scott mentioned. So now we just did a number on Houston. We feeling good. We get AD back. Oh, we about to do this thing. They jump out to an 8-0 lead. Probably thought Boston, who had been struggling over the last 2 weeks, Skip, they were just going to run it high. They're like, nope, timeout. They regroup, and they don't look back from there. So, look, I still believe they need somebody, a playmaker, because when LeBron goes to the bench, they struggle. That's always been the case, no matter where he's been. They struggle when he goes to the bench, and he can't play 42 as much as he's 17, he's been amazing. Skip, he can't play 48 minutes, even in the playoffs. Now, he might bump it up to 37, 38, maybe even 39, but he can't play all 48. So they got to do a better job of when he goes to the bench, still being able to run the offense, because he's really the only guy that can create for everybody else. Everybody else need to be created for. So they need someone else that can do that.
Okay, so speculation running wild about Derrick Rose. Is he the answer to your question?
I mean, I like him. He's playing unbelievable. I did not see this. I mean, I saw a little bit last year in Minnesota, but I didn't think he was going to play this good this year, but he's healthy. And I guess for the first time in a very long time, he's healthy. I like to see D Rose, but what are you going to give up? You really only got one. You got one piece. That's Kuzma. Are you going to trade Kuzma for D Rose?
I don't know. Are you? Would LeBron vouch for that?
No. I'll tell you what, there's another name out there, and Shannon, you're right. D Rose is playing unbelievable basketball, there's no doubt about it. They do need another playmaker, there's no doubt about that. Darren Collison is a name that's been out there, retired. I think you can get him back. It's not going to cost you much, if anything.
They're going to cost you anything.
You know what I'm saying? Especially draft picks or players or anything. Yeah, that's true, too. Can't trade anything for him in the first place. But you got a guy that's sitting there who's a proven veteran, who's played in this league, great two-way player, because he can get you in the office, can make shots, can get to the basket, and can defend. So I think that would be a perfect fit for the Lakers right now.
I remain a Kyle Kuzma fan. I see him on some nights. You want to talk about fearless, just like cold-blooded fearless? He's got that gene in him, and yet he doesn't seem to fit in the flow of the LeBron AD Lakers. Like he's the third wheel that they're not quite comfortable with, because he is going to jack up shots and he's going to miss some shots. But when he gets on a roll, no one on his team can make shots on a roll like he can make them. So to me, there's some non-fit going on here where they need to move him just to clarify the chemistry of the team, even though I still say he should be the closer for this team. What's your gut on?
You know what, I like Kyle Kuzma as well. And I think he is the third best player on this basketball team. And I think he is the guy that you got to look at when you look at AD and you look at LeBron. He's the next person. There's no doubt about that. But being the third guy on a team like this, sometimes you're going to have those peaks and valleys. Because you're not going to get 20 shots every night, between 15 and 10. Sometimes you're going to get 8 shots. Sometimes you're going to get 15 shots. So he's never going to get into a great rhythm, you know what I'm saying, Skip, on a day-to-day basis, because the ball's not going to be in his hands all the time. So he has to figure that out as well. So you got 2 superstars that I think, given time with Kyle, they will figure this thing out. And I think at the end of the season, all 3 of those guys will be rolling.
What's happened to Kyle is that he's a starter. See, he's not like Lou Williams. Lou Williams, like, I'm embraced this coming off the bench, knowing that he's going to get the shots, because Lou Williams, as you mentioned, he's their closer. He has the ball in his hand, not Kawhi, not Paul George. Lou Williams.
Totally agree.
So Kyle Kuzma, that's never going to be Kyle Kuzma. Because coming down the stretch, the ball's going to be in 23's hands.
Absolutely.
It's never going to be in Kuzma's hand.
Absolutely.
So, and then it's going to be in AD's hand. So it's hard to skip. It's hard to get a rhythm when you, especially when you, I'm not totally sure he embraces the role.
Yeah.
Because he sees in his mind last year, I was the second leading scorer on the team behind LeBron.
Right.
I should be starting. But he got hurt. You know, the injury, the ankle injury set him back. So he's coming off the bench. In order for the Lakers to get maximum value, Kuzma's going to have to embrace his role. And there are going to be some nights, Kuz, they don't need 20. They need you to play very good defense. So if you're not giving them 20 and you playing crappy defense, bro, you have no use. They got to do a better job of defending, too. They put the team in the bonus at 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, I mean, the foul situation last night was crazy. You know, you got to do a better job of moving your feet without fouling. There's no doubt about that. Now, one of the things that happened early in the season with the Lakers is that they were the best defensive team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They were by far the best defensive team, along with that other team in L.A. We won't mention them, but that other team, you know, they were pretty good, too.
Get to them
We'll get to them, but that other team, they're pretty good, too.
Right.
But they were hanging their hat on the defense. AD talked about this in preseason.
Right.
We got to be accountable on the defensive end. I think they're having a little bit of a slippage on that end of the floor right now, and they got to get back to having that type of identity.
Boy, they can defend the rim, man.
Right, but that's the thing, though, Skip. Where they're messing up is the rotation on the perimeter. So when somebody's supposed to show, all of a sudden, they're letting guys walk into threes.
Right.
Dude, you a big walk. You got. Hey, you look. I understand. Tice, is that how you say his name? Daniel Tice. Skip, you can't just let him walk into a three. They're letting Jason Tatum walk into threes. They're letting Kemba Walker just casually dribble the ball up the court. Bruh, you got to get up on him, Biggs. You got to push up.
Man down.
You just remember the 1-3 that Tice made last night.
Yeah, but they let it walk into it. Don't let it walk into it. If you're going to just let me say, I can
the
get
point
one.
of last night is
Still make a three.
if they're going to make 16 or 34 threes, you're probably going to lose at Boston, and you might lose by a lot at Boston.
Yeah, and they did.
And turnovers.
And they did.
The turnovers been creeping up. Frank Vogel's telling them we got to do a better job because they were winning some games early, Skip, and they was in the 14, 15, 16 turnovers.
Right.
I think they won one game, they had 20 turnovers. Frank said they got to be careful of that, Now the turnovers creeping back up there again, and they're losing these games. You can't keep. I looked the one time, and the Celtics had 16 more shot attempts. That's because you turned the ball over and you didn't get an attempt up.
So I'm going to put you on the spot here. Speaking of that other team, the team that we say stays in the basement at Staples, they're about to play their third game next Tuesday night at Staples Center, obviously. This is going to be a Lakers home game, if I recall, right?
All of them Lakers home games.
I say the last one was Laker home game, too, but it don't matter. Yeah, it don't matter.
So the basement team has won the first two games.
Yes, they have.
Better team right now in your heart of hearts is the...
Los Angeles Lakers.
Because
they're the Los Angeles Lakers. They're the better team. I just think when you got two mega superstars like they do, and I'm not taking anything from the Clippers because Paul George is a hell of a basketball player. Kawhi Leonard is probably the best two-way player in basketball right now. But when you look at these two guys and the dynamic that they bring to the table, LeBron James can guard Kawhi. I'm not saying he can stop him. He can guard Paul George. I'm not saying he can stop him. And vice versa. Those two guys can guard LeBron. But they have nobody with the Clippers that can guard AD. And I think that's the difference maker. Now, we know Lou Williams is a factor. And again, that's when Kuzma and those guys on the bench got to show up as well. But when it's all said and done, Skip, in my opinion, I think the purple and gold will still be the better team.
Montrez can try to guard AD.
Try, but try ain't good enough.
He's not
tall enough. Yeah, try is not good enough. Because the other thing with AD is he can take you in the post. He can face up. He can take you off the dribble. And with Montel guarding him, okay, he's giving up 3 or 4 inches. All he's doing is just turn around, face up, and shoot over it. Now, if he goes for pump fakes, then he's getting to the basket, too. You know, so they just don't have an answer for AD. And if AD is on and he's playing the way we know he can play, they can't stop him.
That's what I'm saying. In that series, he will have to be the best player.
Yes.
Because he's the guy that they don't have an answer for.
Yes.
Because the other guys, look, Paul George and Kawhi, the wing, that's why they got him. And you got the Bulldog Pat Bev. So they got 3 wing defenders that's as good as anybody in the league. But they don't have a post defender.
In the first 2 fourth quarters of these games, AD was basically stopping himself, right?
Learning experience.
Okay.
You know, early.
Okay. But anyway, we got some do on this already.
We do?
Has it been decided already?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, the third time should be the charm.
No.
They're going to win one of these games.
Hold on. If you say the Clippers are better, it should be a breeze to beat a team.
Well, they're going to beat them all 4 times.
Why not?
3 for 3 is
If
that's hard to do.
if the 49ers play the Packers, how many times do you think the Packers win?
This year?
Zero.
Maybe not too many.
They got the
Zero.
greatest quarterback
Zero.
ever. They should
Maybe
win
not too many.
2.
Well, you got the best player in the NBA. They know what you say Kawhi is?
Two-way.
No, you say he the best ever. He
I
the
didn't
best right
say
now.
that.
No, he's the best right now.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, he's not? Goat James is.
Lou Williams can close.
Yeah.
He might be the best in the league.
He might be.
Hey,
He might
Lou
be the
get
best
buckets.
closer in the league.
Yep.
When they say walking buckets,
Yep.
He told me I can get buckets in my sleep, Coach.
Really?
And I agree.
Oh, I like that.
I can't believe we let that joke.
Confidence.
We gave